It is 11 p.m. You are lying in bed, doing math that isn't working out. You got the degree, you got the job, you got the promotion, and you are still checking your account at 11 p.m., hoping the number changed. It didn't. That is not a you problem. That is a trap problem, and you are standing in 10 of them right now. The middle class does not go broke from one catastrophic decision. It goes broke from 10 completely normal ones, running at the same time. The car payment that felt reasonable, the house the bank said you could afford, the subscriptions you forgot about, the retirement contributions you keep meaning to start. Each one feels fine alone. Together, they quietly drain everything you should be building. Nobody sat you down and ran the actual numbers. I am going to do that right now.
You get a raise. You deserve it, so you upgrade the apartment. Nothing crazy, just nicer. Slightly better car. You stop buying store brand. You have earned the real stuff. Your bank account feels fine. You are making more money. What you do not notice, you are saving the exact same amount you were before the raise, which is close to nothing. 36% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. 100,000. Goldman Sachs found 40% of households earning 500,000 feel financially stretched. 500,000 a year. Stressed about money. The lifestyle expands to swallow whatever you make at every income level. $15,000 raise, absorbed into lifestyle. Invested instead at 8% over 25 years, $1 million. Not from a windfall, not from a lucky stock pick, just from not letting your lifestyle notice the raise arrived. Picture the most aggressively average suburban street in America. Nice neighborhood, decent houses, and parked in every driveway. A truck that has never once gone off-road. Average new car payment right now, $772 a month. 20% of buyers, 1 in 5, over $1,000 a month on a depreciating asset. Loan terms stretched to 69 months average. 21% of loans, 84 months, 7 years. Making payments on a 7-year-old car. 25% of people trading in owed more than the car was worth. Underwater by $6,000 on average. Roll that into the new loan. Payment resets. Debt doesn't. You never actually own anything, just permanently renting metal at terrible interest rates. Always having a car payment versus buying reliable used and investing the difference, $800,000 less over 30 years. Not from bad investments, just from the payment. The truck that has never seen mud is not a personality. It is a payment plan, and it is eating your retirement.
Total U.S. credit card debt, $1.1 trillion. Average APR on accounts carrying a balance, 22%. Nearly half of all cardholders carry a balance every single month. $11,000 in credit card debt. Minimum payments only. 22 years to pay off. Total paid back, $29,000. For $11,000 worth of stuff, you probably cannot fully remember buying. When the minimum payment was removed from statements, people spontaneously paid 70% more. The number on the statement acts as a ceiling. Your brain treats it as the floor. You see $60, brain says, task complete. Bank collects interest for the next 2 decades. The minimum payment was not designed to help you get out of debt. It was designed to keep you in it, as long as mathematically possible. That is not cynicism. That is their business model.
Median home price, $435,000. 7% mortgage rate. Monthly payment before taxes, insurance, and maintenance, $2,900. Add those back, $3,500 a month. To afford that without quietly drowning, household income around $110,000. Median household income, $80,000. Most people buying near the median are already stretching, but the bank approves them for more, and it feels like validation. Like the bank ran the numbers and decided you can handle it. The bank does not care if you can handle it comfortably. The bank cares if you can handle it enough to not default immediately. 2 wildly different standards. Hidden home ownership costs, $15,000 a year on top of the mortgage. Property taxes, insurance, the HVAC that will absolutely die on the hottest weekend of August. The roof that needs replacing. The appliances that all coordinate their failures. An extra $1,300 a month the bank's approval letter never mentioned. Buy less house than the bank says you can. The bank is not on your side in that transaction. The bank is the bank. An insurance agent sits across from you, explains with great enthusiasm, you can have life insurance and a savings vehicle in one product. 2 for 1. Smart planning. Very responsible. What they will not volunteer, they earn a commission that can exceed 100% of your entire first year's premiums. Healthy 35-year-old, $500,000 in coverage. Term life, $26 to $55 a month. Whole life, $460 to $680 a month. Same death benefit. $50 on term,
450 difference invested in an index fund at 10% over 30 years, $1 million. Whole life builds 100 to 130,000. And when you die, the insurance company keeps the cash value and only pays the death benefit anyway. Get term, invest the difference. Move on.
Guess your monthly subscription spending. Average consumer estimates $86 a month. Actual average, $219. People underestimate by more than 2.5 times. 42% are currently paying for at least one subscription they have completely forgotten. Netflix, Disney+, Spotify, Amazon Prime, DoorDash, gym membership. The gym membership is in a category of its own. Americans pay billions a year for gym access they do not use, on the precise logic that keeping it is motivating. It is not motivating. It is expensive. $2,000 a year invested at 7% over 20 years, $87,000 for stuff you are mostly not using. Pull up your bank statement right now. Count. You will find something that surprises you. 59% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. Not $10,000, $1,000. 27% have no emergency savings at all. Car needs brakes. Water heater goes. Medical bill arrives. It goes on a credit card at 22% interest. That $3,000 repair becomes $4,000 to $7,000 by the time the balance is cleared. The absence of an emergency fund does not just hurt you when something breaks. It makes every unexpected expense permanently more expensive. Every single one filtered through high-interest debt before it reaches you. 3 to 6 months of expenses. Boring high-yield savings account. Build it before you do almost anything else. $500 a month at 7%, starting at 25. By 65, 1.3 million. Same 500 starting at 35, 610,000. 10-year delay, same contribution, $700,000 less. Average Americans start saving at 31. Median retirement savings for 55 to 64, 185,000. They believe they need 1.26 million. The gap between those two numbers is not a math problem. It is a psychology problem. Retirement feels like a problem for later you. Later you is going to be absolutely furious. Automate the contributions. Make them invisible. The best financial decision you will ever make is one you never have to actively choose every month. 63% of consumers say emotions drive their purchases. 40% of all online spending, impulse-driven. Average person spends $280 a month on unplanned purchases, $3,300 a year. Shopping triggers the same neurochemicals as exercise and human connection. The hit lasts 45 minutes. Then you have a thing you did not need and a charge you did not plan. It never feels like a habit. It feels like occasional treats. Only becomes visible when you add up the year. $3,000 annually at 7% over 20 years, $130,000. Stacked on subscriptions and convenience costs, $300,000 to $400,000 in lifetime wealth. Gone. Not to one bad decision, to 1,000 small ones that each felt completely fine. Here is what ties all of this together. None of these traps require you to be reckless. Most require you to be completely, entirely normal. The car payment is normal. The credit card balance is normal. The house at the top of your approval is normal. The subscriptions, normal. The retirement you will start next quarter, normal. Totally, completely, financially devastating, normal. 62% of workers living paycheck to paycheck. Total household debt, 18.8 trillion. Median American at every age bracket with roughly half the savings they actually need. Normal is the trap. The people who end up genuinely financially free are not doing exotic things. They drove the car that did not make a statement. They bought less house than they were approved for. They automated investments before lifestyle could absorb the income. From the outside, at 35, they looked like they had not figured out how to enjoy their money yet. From the inside, at 55, they look like people with options. And options, the ability to choose your work, your time, your life, are what money is actually for. You do not have to fix all of this week. Pick the trap that stung the most. The one where you thought, okay, that one is me. Start there. That is where your version of the story changes.